What is going on, y'all? Welcome into the current. I hope you guys are blessed today. I just want to say, make sure you're taking care of your mind, body, and spirit out here in these times, guys. In this video, I'm going to give a quick testimony. My goal for this video is to inspire at least one person, man, because I know when I was younger, I needed things like this, and I didn't have it in my life. So let's get right into it. I'm going to tell my quick testimony. When I was a young man, I grew up in I'm still young, but when I was like a kid, a boy, I grew up in a household where there was no God. Neither of my parents believed in God. Neither of my parents had a connection to God. My parents are great people. I love them. But I didn't grow up around anyone who had a connection to God. None of my friends, no one that I knew. So clearly I did not have any connection to God. I knew of God, but I had no personal relationship to God. My parents separated. They divorced when I was 13 years old, and I was living house to house, from one house to an apartment, living out of bags, and I was just lost at that time. When I was 13, I began drinking alcohol. When I was 14, I began beer, vodka, stuff like that with my friends. When I was 14, I began smoking weed and nicotine. I got addicted to both of those very quickly. As I got a little bit older, things just got worse. When I was 16, I was pretty deep in drugs, doing a bunch of different drugs. I'm not going to really get into all that right now, but I was doing a lot of different drugs. And, hooking up with girls, just seeking something outside of myself all the time to feel good, to fill up the void within. And as I got older and older, it just got worse and worse, just doing worse drugs, pills, cocaine, things like that, and other stuff. It was pretty bad. Thank God I'm alive today, because I could have easily overdosed, could have gotten some fake lace shit and been dead. It's that simple. Anyways, when I was 19, I'm 22 now. When I was 19, I came across a video, and the video basically was a man. I wish I could remember his specific channel, but I can't right now. It was a while ago, but basically he just had a prayer, and he just recommended people to say this prayer. And I remember being very lost at that time, had no direction, I had no guidance, I had no role models in my life that I could really rely on or look up to. My parents, again, are good people, but when you're that age, you're not really listening to your parents that much. And I just needed something. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to humble myself, and I'm going to say this prayer. And it was one video, man. And I did that. I listened to the guy's video. I said the prayer that he had already kind of provided, and it changed my life, because from that day forward, I began to pray. Of course, there was times where along the way, I kind of lost my faith. I slipped up. I would stop praying for a while, things like that. It didn't just immediately happen where I, boom, had faith. But you know what? As I saw my life begin to change, as I saw the positive growth in my life, as I saw the different changes within myself, I would pray for things and they would happen. First time. Example. I know this is a minor example, but my G2, it's your driving license in Canada. I prayed to pass it on the first try. I got it. First try. The G is the next level one in Canada. You need it. It's your permanent one. You never have to do another driving test once you get that. I prayed for that to get it on my first try, and I got it on my first try. And there's way more than that I can speak of. There's way more different, you could call them synchronicities if you want, that had happened in my life that led me to believe in God. He showed himself to me. He showed me that he was real by the actions, the things in my life that happened. The direct things in my life happened that made me believe in God. And just knowing my heart, how my heart has changed, how my personality and behavior has changed. I've grown so much since I've found God. It's unbelievable. I can't believe how lost I was before. And I didn't know all along that God had a plan for me. He had a purpose for me. So in this video, guys, I just really want to inspire someone. If you're lost in life, if you need guidance, if you need direction, there's no one greater that can give it to you than God. If you find God, you will see how quickly and how, unbelievably your life changes. You can be going from being someone who's deep in addiction, and he will set you free. This is real. God is real, man. This is my testimony. My life was completely changed as soon as I humbled myself and seeked God. I looked for God. I tried to find God. I wanted a connection with God. And when that happened, he changed my entire life. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm very flawed. I'm only human like all of us. We're all very flawed. I'm not trying to act like I'm this holy person now. I still have my mistakes. I still make mistakes. I still mess up. of course, obviously. And I have to continue to always try and talk to God and continue my relationship with God. But I just need to say that my life completely changed once I found God, guys. And I really recommend it. This is coming from someone who never had any sort of relationship with God growing up. Maybe went to church like once or twice in my whole life. And then now I still don't really go to church. I have a more personal relationship with God. I just pray. And I have my practices that I just do within my house. I'm not against going to church and stuff, maybe one day. But yeah, hopefully this video inspired someone, guys. If you're really lost, if you need guidance, if you need help, pray to God. He loves you and he will care for you. God loves us like we are his own children. He looks out for us. He cares for us, and he has a plan for every single one of us, guys. Hopefully this video was inspiring to at least one person. Like the video, subscribe to my channel for more content. And I'm going to be making more content, self-improvement type videos. And I'm out here, man. I'll be back. All right.